What are the crappy aspects of being a Hogwarts student that the books gloss over? Gal crap. Everywhere. Never learning maths, science, technology. You rely solely on magic, which you can't do without a wand. Imagine misplacing that one tiny piece of wood. Somebody accidentally turning you into a chair during spell practice. You just wanna be a kid in school, already dealing with teen life and the crap that happens there. Crushes, dates, bullying, your mediocre magic abilities. Yet before you know it, you're being dragged into some ducking race war, and get slaughtered like the cannon fodder you are, because you were nowhere near remarkable enough to be worth putting ink to paper for. That you could have 3 7th year bullies just jump you, and turn you into a hairless rat with malaria puking out slugs every 20 seconds. The size of the place. Just had potions and now I've got to walk for 2 hours, to get to the other side of this huge castle for my next lesson. The portraits watching you wank. The rules are ridiculous. Safety is a joke. Basically anything is hostile. Like everything. The floor. The books. The cups probably. I wouldn't trust the flying candles either. Montag was stuck in limbo between the vanishing cabinets for weeks. And when he reappeared he was in the pipes. No one cared. They always talk about how superior they are to muggles. Yet muggles have telephones, and they are still using birds to communicate. I keep thinking about the fact that Quidditch games don't end until the snitch is caught. Like the games are pretty short in the books, but imagine losing a couple days of classes because you're flying around trying to find a flying golden walnut. Constant terror attacks because some kid just won't die. All those moving stairs you have to memorize the patterns of movement of. It probably takes hours for a new kid to get to class because of those stairs. You have a chance of a ghost walking in on you while trying to take a fat crap. Half the teaching staff sucks and the leadership just tolerates it. Having to write with a quill on parchment. This has to be a pain to deal with. Most of it I'd expect. At least those coming from Muggle life. No electronics. No computers. Phones. Game consoles. etc. Weird clothes. That the movies gave up on pretty quickly. And strange food. I can only hope they even have toilet paper. May not be unusual for those who grew up that way, but for Harry and Hermione. Must be torture. Kind of like comparing Amish to everyone else. The only person who can't do magic is the janitor. The one janitor for the entire castle grounds. Getting ducking murdered by not talking the right staircase forces you can't control ducking murder you for going to the bathroom at night. Detention is ducking brutal. As an 11-year-old first-year student, your detention is to search for a wounded unicorn in the Forbidden Forest. Full of giant spiders and multiple other monsters that will slaughter and eat you. With just another 11-yo and a dog. The weird hiring practices for staff. This year's teacher is, yes, a centaur who wandered out of the forest. Let's see. Also, a werewolf. How's about a ducking teacher who used to be a wizard Nazi? Just dangerous people who've never been trained to teach. Just because you're good at something doesn't mean you will be good at teaching it to others. Not having any basic education classes. You need to write an essay. Too bad you never learned English. You need to budget your money. Too bad arithmancy is an option and you likely didn't take it. You want to learn basic skills like first aid or cooking using magic. Nah, but you'll be able to duel and protect yourself against dangerous creatures. One teacher for each subject. The professors must be so overworked the kids probably get no support outside of class. Gal crap in your morning porridge, because someone had to get his ducking firebolt sent to him. Also the fact that sports teams clearly don't have regulation equipment and teams with rich family members can just buy their way to victory. On second thought this may be the most brutally honest lesson Hogwarts teaches. Also hope you like Quidditch. If you're more of a cricket kind of Brit you're out of luck. It's like being in a Texas high school. Except replace Quidditch with football. The blatant favoritism for Gryffindor. If you're a Muggle-born and can't find a job in the wizard world, what do? Just go back home and do magic in your apartment while working at Ducking Walmart. Shared dorm rooms. Where do you wank? If you aren't Harry Potter or his friend, you are probably going to get wounded/experience severe harm in all those fights. You're put into specific houses based of personality and encouraged to basically see the other houses as enemies, thereby leading to elitism. The slavery. And that if you speak or organize against it, everyone thinks you are a weirdo. Every person I've ever known that went to a boarding school had mental baggage from it. It's awful. Edit. I should clarify I'm in the UK, where boarding schools are private institutions that have been around for hundreds of years and full of kids of millionaires and weird traditions. Discrimination against the Hufflepuffs. You are very likely to die as the teachers don't seem to have any basic medical training. I gotta buy my own expensive ass equipment just to test the hands of fate every year at a school that has a higher student mortality rate than graduation rate. No health and safety. Mythical creatures just hanging about in the school grounds. Your bones can be disintegrated by magic. You get beaten the hell out of if you play Quidditch. Accidental wand discharge or backfiring. Teachers turn out to be monsters. List kind of goes on really. There is a tree on the ground that kills you if you get too close. There were passages that let students off the grounds and the teachers don't care. People there are werewolves and no one is trained in health and safety. All the ways you could just easily die. Detention. Oh yeah, we send students in the Forbidden Forest for that. You know where all the dangerous creatures live. Oh yeah, and students don't go into that corridor. We won't tell you why, so are super curious, but at the end is a giant 3-headed dog that could easily kill you. Oh. Also sometimes we have teachers that may be really great at their subject, but are also the worst teachers ever. Cough Snape. You can literally be raped with a love potion and it's not frowned upon. No swearing. That crap would ducking kill me. 1,000-page long books, especially if you're Muggle-born, since everyone else has a basic understanding of magic world, meanwhile you're sitting in the class like duck me dragons are real. Dude. Do they ever poop or shower? Harry took a bath with Moaning Myrtle and girls cried in the bathroom. But do the common rooms or dormitories have bathrooms? Let's talk about how love potions. Cough cough. Forced bypassing of consent by using an ingested substance to render a target helpless aren't considered dark or dangerous. A girl giving a guy a love potion to get him to do the skiddly-doo with her, Voldemort's mom, was seen as acceptable. Tom Riddle Sr. leaving his wife after she drugged him for months and he found out was the horrible thing. And don't get me started on an old man being allowed to use the Imperious Curse on an entire school year's worth of students. Where are students supposed to snog? Do they bring their partners back to the dormitory and just draw the curtains? You ever see that prequel Star Trek, where teleportation is still new and buggy? People were scared crapless of it. And it was only rarely used in emergencies. The reason was sometimes there would be a mistake and half your body wouldn't teleport, ripping you in half. Well, Hogwarts has the same thing. It's just called "apparition" instead of teleporting. And splinching instead of "ripping your body apart." The school requires everyone to experiment with this. I can't imagine that castle having any central heating or air conditioning is comfortable at all. The fact being a Muggle-born you get bullied to the ground. Meanwhile a single gun can kill a wizard before they can shout anything in response. That always bothered me. Just unload a gun into a Death Eater. Edit. Dang, didn't expect this to get upvoted so hard. I know there's a lot of stuff can go both sides. All I can say, it's fine to read all your comments. All the normal school subjects are condensed into Muggle studies, which has been shown to have a lot of inaccuracies.